Hey, it's Chris Aiken from the Classic Metal Show. Most people know me as the foul-mouthed shock jock from the Classic Metal Show, or the no-nonsense heavy metal critic from pitriff.com. Now you get to learn the other side. My first book, Little Victories, A Tale of Divorce, Debauchery, and Finding Happiness, comes out on January 13th in paperback and digital formats on Amazon and iTunes. It details my real-world emotional struggles over a year that included a divorce after a quarter-century of marriage and the death of my father. It profiles things I did right, as well as a bevy of things that I did wrong with the help of alcohol, and how I found my way out of the muck of the emotional state that almost saw me commit suicide. Pre-order your copy of Little Victories, A Tale of Divorce, Debauchery, and Finding Happiness today at www.chrisaikenbooks.com and get in touch with the more fallible side of me, Chris Aiken. Sounds happy, huh?
It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com from the latest release from London. It's London Live, and that's Heartbeat, and that goes out to requests in the chat room. And are you digging that new live disc, Chris?
I am, man. I'm proud of Nadir for putting together a great release. Is that old or is that like recent?
What, the song?
Yeah, the recording.
No, it's brand new.
I mean, the recording is like 2000 and
just last year,
13.
Yeah, it's just last year. They did it in Nashville.
And that fucker sounds good.
He does. I mean, he's retained his chops. I mean, he's 50. I think he's like 52 now.
Yeah.
And he's retained his chops, and I'm just blown away at his performance on that whole CD.
Yeah, he's really good. I didn't know if it was old or new because I haven't seen any of the art, but you know, it's very cool that he sounds that good. If that's new, that's awesome.
Yeah. So you can go get it. It's available at the website. It's londontheband.net.
Yeah, and that website's a jewel.
I looked at that and I thought to myself, and my immediate thought was, Chris, how could you let Nadir do this to his website?
As you remember, I did a site for Nadir once, and this is what he replaced it with.
Right. But
what can I do? Look, Nadir knows that if he asked me, I'd do it. He didn't ask me. What do you want me to do?
Right. Well, I'm telling you, the new disc, it's really good. Plus, it's got two studio recordings on it. One is, one is a traditional London song, and the other one is one that they did in Spanish. I have no idea what it means, but it's a Spanish song.
Right, well, that's because he's Antonio.
Right.
Nadir.
He's Antonio Nadir.
Antonio Nadir.
Right. But, the new London Live, I would go get that. If you haven't got it yet, man, go get it. It's solid.
Call him up right now.
Let me grab his number here.
Want to call him up right now?
Sure. Let me see if he'll answer.
Hey, Dick, we're talking about your shit.
I did do an interview with him, which will be aired on the Streets of Rock and Roll. What is it, April 1st?
Just something like that, yeah. It's coming. You saw the email?
Yes, I did, and I will be. I'm going to have to recut some of it because I made old references since it is a month old already.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to have to recut a couple of segments.
Okay.
But I will resend it. But I did do a nice down and dirty interview with Nadir for Ron's show.
Awesome.
And I think that the fans will dig it.
Awesome. That'll be good.
So let me call him up and see if he'll answer his phone.
See if he's around. Diamond Ryan, that website is worse than GeoCities.
Yeah, it is. GeoShitties.
It is fucking garbage.
What happened to GeoShitties?
They went under.
Yeah.
They closed.
Maybe they turned into Squarespace.
Maybe, but even Squarespace has a better website than GeoCities sites.
I would hope so.
Didn't you have a GeoCities site at one time?
I don't think so.
In the very, very beginning?
You know what? I didn't handle that end of it, so I don't know the answer.
I think you may have. At the very beginning, I sort of remember some Yahoo login to get into it.
Yeah, I don't. It's been so long.
Like when you brought me in to fucking vamp it.
Right. All right, we'll see if I can get a hold of him.
All right, come on, Nadir. Nope.
Your call has been forwarded.
Nope.
No
dice.
That's all right. I do like the live album a lot.
I do. I like it a lot. And if you like, and going back and not to pat ourselves on the back too hard, how many people today do you think are listening to London since, you and I more or less resurrected them?
Well, I got to think that they had at least 25 fans before us, and now they're up to 30.
Right.
I got to think that it's big numbers like that.
Well, I noticed that there's been somewhat of an uptick, especially like in the chat room. People, well, number one, Nader's been a guest on the show for years.
Sure.
And people like when he visits with us.
Absolutely.
And number two, because of the Classic Metal Show, Nader resurrected the band London.
Which is awesome.
And they're out there recording and playing and so on. Alan Kill, caller, you're on the air.
Alan Kill, just on that, boys. I'm got into London because of the Classic Metal Show. Except I don't know where to get this damn live album.
We just told you, Tim.
Go over to londontheband.net.
Okay, cool.
Go over and get it. It's really good.
Yeah, I wanted to pick up some of their catalog because you guys kept raving about them, and I saw the decline of Western civilization, ages ago. Anyway, hail and kill, fuck you, pal, blow job.
Wow. Wow.
Tim's wife must be tucked away in bed.
Yeah, she's gone for. Well, I can't say that she's in bed because it's only noon over there.
Well, maybe her other boyfriend wore her out.
Her other boyfriend, nice.
Maybe.
Oh, well, I gotta salute Tim here.
Hail and kill, boys. It's Tim James calling from Sydney, Australia. How are you?
Well, thanks for calling, Tim.
Hail and kill, fuck you, pal, and hand job.
Tim always gets a little risque when he's off on his own.
He sure does. Look at Nathan at Kentucky. London is to the CMS what the Winery Dogs is to Eddie Trunk.
Well, there might be a comparison there.
There is, I'm sure.
It's kind of funny. But I value Nader as a friend. That's one of my closest friends in the music business.
Sure.
Next to Don and a couple other people, but Nader's my bro, man. He's I know you and I have gotten very close to Nader, and he's just a character.
Yeah, he rules, man. I love Nader to death. So I mean anything that Nader's doing, I want to help promote just because I like Nader, and he's I talk to him outside the show, and I know you know that.
Sure.
He's just good people too, man. I mean, and that's the weird thing with that guy. He's as genuine as they come, and he doesn't change. And that's very rare in the stupid fucking business that we're in.
Right. Well, you remember, 5 years ago or so when I used to make pretty frequent trips out to California.
Right.
Every time I was out there, Nader would come to the hotel or, wherever it was I was hanging out, and we would just sit at the bar and talk and tell stories and all kinds of stuff. And that guy just never failed to make me laugh. He's
a funny guy, man. He's funny. But you know what? You can get serious with Nader too, and he's not like a douchebag about things. He's just a good dude, man. He's like one of those guys that you're happy to call your friend. You know?
Sure. But some of my most fond memories is when I was going to California probably about once a month, and right. Wherever it was I was staying in the LA area, he would make the trip out to come hang out with me, and we'd just sit there and shoot the shit for hours, and just crack up. Even my former brother-in-law, who was pretty straight-laced, button-down guy, he even said to me, I remember Nader came out and visited with us one time when my brother-in-law was with me, and he goes, man, I really like that guy.
He's good people, dude. Dude, look at Mr. Scary in the chat room.
What do you say?
Eddie Trunk just got Jesus and Lucifer back together. True story.
Right. Sure he did. I, me.
That's really funny.
That is funny.